Hello everybody, my name is Jacob Toronto from ChasingCinema.com, the film lovers website. If you've never been there before, I highly recommend you go, as I'm the founder and head critic. And what I want to do now with our YouTube channel, if you've been a subscriber, I thank you. If you've not, make sure to hit that subscribe button right now, because from here forward, each day I will be coming to you, bringing you multiple videos of news and of entertainment, what's going on in the movie and TV world. Not so much celebrity, but we're going to be focusing on movies that are going to be coming out, casting details, rumors of other movies and sequels possibly happening, television shows, maybe old school reviews of some fewer older films that I really appreciate and love, movies that'll be coming out in the future, so on and so forth. But I thank you for tuning in today. We're going to be talking about MTV. Yes, the channel on your remote that plays Teen Mom and once had Jersey Shore on its listings, but they've kind of changed things up because a film that Michael J. Fox was in the 80s, a cheesy movie about a man who became a werewolf called Teen Wolf, was adapted into a television show that is quite popular. Though I'm not a fan, I've not watched much from it, but what I have seen I wasn't crazy about. It has become a pretty popular series. Now, MTV is trying to do that again with a franchise that I do care more about, that I have a lot of heart towards, and that is Wes Craven's Scream. In 1996, Wes Craven brought the world Scream, this movie that was pretty much a horror film about horror films. A beautiful homage to pretty much every classic slasher flick, from Freddy Krueger to Michael Myers and many other horror films that weren't so much under the slasher category, such as The Exorcist, The Shining, a lot of references. For instance, in the film, Jamie Kennedy plays the know-it-all movie character that is the one to tell everyone the rules of surviving a horror movie and the basic rules of surviving a night in a slasher film. And I've always was able to relate to him because he's the guy that watched movies upon movies upon movies and was able to recollect these rules from watching so many, which I was able to relate to because I've seen so many horror films. I was always the guy that said, well, in this movie, so on and so forth, as you will learn as you take this journey through cinema with me. But MTV now, which will actually be releasing in June of this year, is taking it upon themselves to adapt this horror series. Now, mind you, there are 4 films in the Scream franchise. The first 2 were pretty solid. Both being led by all of them are being led by Neve Campbell, but the first 2 were actually really good. I revisit Scream quite often because I'm such a fan of it. Now, in 1996, I was only a child, so I was more terrified of Ghostface and not really able to observe and analyze what the film was kind of saying and all the homages and things that I would get later on as I became more and more of a huge lover of movies. 3 was not so great. Obviously, it was just kind of stretching that last dollar, if you will, trying to get people in, trying to keep Ghostface alive. And then 4, which was brought back a couple years ago to kind of revive the series, didn't really work with that many audiences. But now MTV has the rights, and they are turning it into a television show that will be coming out on June 30th. It will be premiering on MTV. Now, I don't know about most of you, but I'm pretty skeptic. The trailer was recently dropped of this TV show, and what I can tell you is that it has the same feeling of being a really poorly made, poorly written horror film. The actors and the performances that kind of blend off the trailer look pretty bland. The dialogue was quite boring. There's actually a gentleman in the trailer that is already summarizing Jamie Kennedy's character by saying a slasher movie can never work as a TV series, which is true because he points out that in any slasher movie, you're going to lose a certain amount of characters. Start off a movie with at least a group of 5, 6, right? And then by the time the movie's over, you usually have 2, maybe 3 survivors. Scream, there was quite a few survivors. Actually, I think it was 3. So, how does a television show that's based off a serial killer, a slasher, continue to work if we're going to be constantly changing the characters? Now, I'm assuming we are going to have a main star that is going to live through most of the entirety of the series, and that is actually, the main cast includes Arrow's star Ben Taylor Claus, who I've not watched much Arrow yet, heard good things. I know she was also a part of The Killing, and I'm not too familiar with her work. But regardless, I'm just not sure if this show could work as a whole in the long term. Maybe for a few episodes you would have something kind of crazy. But at the same time, recently on the podcast, which you actually go listen to on our YouTube page, we were talking just about how great television is. Mind you, we're talking about AMC and the stuff that's being produced by Netflix or HBO, not so much MTV. But you never know. I mean, at the same time, as much as I want to just jump to conclusions and say, this show's going to be bad, I can just feel it by watching the trailer, by reading things about it. I always want to give a chance. One thing I've always said is every time I see a movie, I'm rooting for it to succeed. I want it to be good. I don't ever want to see a bad movie or a bad television show. It just tends to happen a lot. Let's see here. Oh, I know that they also have changed Ghostface's mask, which is, to me, quite disappointing because if you are going to revive Scream, the one thing that you should revive, if anything, is definitely the character of Ghostface, and the most memorable that people recognize as the white ghost screaming face type ideal. You can't really see it in the trailer very much, but it looks like it's a little replaced with a more rustic, older version of more gory version of the mask. So I don't know about you guys. Will you be tuning in on June 30th on MTV to check out Scream? What are your thoughts? The trailer? Do you think this is a show worth watching? For me, as of right now, I'm going to say no. That doesn't mean I won't watch it eventually. Will I watch it premiering night? Maybe, maybe not. Make sure to go check out more of our movie news videos, also known as Real Talk, here on the ChasingCinema.com YouTube channel. Again, my name is Jacob Toronto. Please follow me on Twitter and Instagram. That's JACOBTIRANNO. Again, that's TIRANNO. And make sure to go to ChasingCinema.com, the film lovers website.